Hi crafty friend, it's Justine Dvorak from Stationery by Justine, where when I craft my world stands still. Today I'm going to play with paste. What? Yes, Shimmer Relief Paste, that is. I have 4 colors from Altenew. I am going to tell you the colors as we go, but I did just show you Sea Beryl, Galactic Skies, stunning, Amethyst, and Silver. Let's play with this stencil as well. This is the Luminous Diamond Rings. I'm going to layer it up on my stamp wheel with my little grid mat. So you can see I have aligned it on my paper. I'm going to end up cutting that anyway, but this is the first time I'm using Galactic Skies right now on camera with you. So let's open this little lady up. Oh, it's so gorgeous. Look at that color. Very deep. Just, I can't waste any of this, so we're going to just use it all. Even the stuff that's on the wrapper. Yes, we are. Now, this Shimmer Relief Paste is so fun to work with. It's going to get on my hands in this video, so if that bothers you, I'm sorry. At the end of the video, I will put on a glove. Middle of the video, I'm using it with my bare hands. So again, if that bothers you, this might not be the video for you. If you don't mind getting messy, this might be the video for you. So just throwing that out there, because I know that messiness sometimes bothers some people, so you've been warned. Now, when I use any kind of paste in a stencil, I love to have my sticky mat down first. I think it is the way to help make everything work out just perfectly, or at least close to perfect. Now, I don't want to just use one color. We want to use 2 because this is the playing with paste video, so we're just going to have fun and we are going to play. We are having fun. Is anyone having fun yet? I know I am. So I'm opening up Sea Beryl. Look at that color. Oh, it is so pretty. It is exactly that. It is the color of the ocean, very crisp looking, and I'm going to blend it down with the Galactic Skies. And it's going to make this really pretty ombre look. Look how fun that is. And some of the Galactic Skies is coming up to the top too. No biggie. Now I can't waste what's on my paint palette, but I also don't want to put it back in my container. So I did take that little paint palette and I popped it out and I put it on some black cardstock. I'm going to use that scrap piece of black cardstock on another video. And I'm going to use it in another way. I know, crazy, isn't it? If you subscribed, you might have noticed I put out a video last week that was called Using Shimmer Relief Paste in 5 Ways. And I've come up with some more. So there's that. I'm going to use it with this embossing folder and some black paper. I'm just going to give it a little spritzy spritz first. Then it's nice and dewy. I'll put it in my embossing folder and run it through my die cutting machine. This is another way to use the paste, is to use it with embossing folders. Now here I am going to go in with my bare finger, so look away if that bothers you. Here it is. I didn't even use up all of this paste for this project, so I'm going to use the extra paste that remains on my palette knife in a video coming up. And I'm going to use it with the Petite Mountain Avon layering die. You can also see me use the Petite Mountain Layering Avon die in another video. A lot of these Altenew products work so well together that they are interwoven into multiple videos. So even this panel that I'm working on right now, you're going to see her later in May. She's going to come on a video that is called Crafting Through Your Mistakes. And you're going to want to watch that video. I just edited that video. You guys, I made so many mistakes when I was filming it. I'm leaving all of them in, and I'm going to give you my best tips for crafting through your mistakes. So do not miss it, because it is coming up in quite a ways. Like, it's coming up later, like way later, about a month from now. If you don't want to miss it, subscribe and click the notification bell. Then you will be notified when I go live or when I post that video. So we'll set this little guy off to the side, but it is so fun to use with embossing folders. I highly recommend it. Now we're going to get funky with the stencil I used at the beginning. I'm using an A2 sized blue card stock piece of paper on the back. I want my glimmered pieces here, not glimmered, my stenciled pieces to float Yes, float and make a little window. So I'm cutting down my stenciled pieces to be 4 inches across. Now that top piece is about 1.5 inches. We're just going to estimate on there. And then my bottom piece is 4 inches across by, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 3.5 it looks like. Then I'm going to use the grid that's on my desk. I'm sorry that it is a little bit crooked when I was filming. Like I said, this video we are playing, we're having fun, so it's crooked, and that's just life. Anyway, I'm going to trim this down, so I'm going to use acetate and make a window, and it will float. My little sentiment will float. I glimmered that sentiment. It is also from Altenew. It is from the set Sweet Jasmine. Now I have a little sneak peek surprise if you're watching, and this is the middle of the video. And if you're watching, I'm just gonna give you a little something. There's something fun coming from Altenew through my channel to you, my subscriber, coming in May. Like I said, you're not gonna want to miss it. So subscribe and keep a lookout for exciting things coming in May from Altenew on my channel. Now, I'm taking my acetate, which is just a scrap of plastic, basically, and I've taped it with the craft tape, and now we're going to glue it, now that it's where I want it. I'm just going to let the glue take a minute to soak into the paper and adhere to the plastic. Anytime you're using liquid with plastic, it is kind of a slippery situation, if you will. So just give it a minute, basically, is what my point was. Now I'm going to remove that tape because it was hanging off the top. And then I'm just going to give this a little bit of a trim so it has a fresh, clean edge with the plastic. Now it looks like that is floating, super cute. And now we're going to pop it up because I want the window to have a dimension and have a lovely window effect. So I'm going to grab some foam, and I'm going to fast forward through that because you probably don't want to watch me just adhere foam to paper. But here it is, all foamed up, and we're going to put it on this blue paper. Now I tried to center it. I really did, but then it didn't happen. So I grabbed my scissors and she got a haircut. Then I will put my sentiment on and layer this with some black cardstock. If you know me, you know I love black, and black paper or dark paper looks just amazing with these shimmer pastes. I think it is just something that is not subjective, objectively beautiful. It's very sparkly. Now you might have spotted off to the corner those little squares. Yes, I'm going to save those. Those were the centers from my stencil, and those are going to be DIY embellishments, which technically was tip number 5 in my how to use relief paste. But technically, I am making embellishments in a different way. So dare I say, this is another way to use shimmer relief paste. I'm telling you, I had the most fun with this paste, and I think it is a fabulous addition into my craft room. All right, we'll skip past the fussy cutting of these little squares because boring, but there it is. Isn't that fun with those little squares? Now, this was cool. This is the rounded edges stencil, and this has, well, you can see all the stencils there, but this gives you like little rectangle frames, and they're nesting, so you can get a whole bunch of different sizes if you want. You could be so creative with this stencil, and I'm going to get a little funky with it here today. So I have the biggest one, and then I'm going to take I think it's the third biggest one, and put it in the center. Now, you might have noticed I have fussy cut out a little stencil off to the side that I have used the paste with. Then I'm going to add tape to the center because the paste will not go in the center, so it doesn't matter if it has tape on it. And then I'm grabbing my glove. Yes, I took a glove from my husband's grilling stash. Hopefully he doesn't mind. And I'm just going to basically pounce my finger on top of the area where I want the shimmer paste to go. I was a little bit aggressive. You know, I'm a little aggro. I don't even know what that means. I probably shouldn't say that. Anyway, I was a little aggressive with my application for my relief paste. So when I release the stencil, a little bit is going to smush out the sides, but if you were gentle and more careful, you probably wouldn't have that problem. But look at the galactic skies and the amethyst blending together. Oh, it is so pretty. Purple and blue. Get out. So pretty. Get out. Arnold Schwarzenegger reference. Anyone? Anyway, this was super fast. It took me minutes to make, and look at the peel and reveal. Are you ready? I don't know if you're ready. Easy cleanup with the glove too, by the way. Look how fun that is. Look at when I take the center off. Pause. Dramatic pause of silence. Look at that. Isn't that cool? So you can see a little bit did smush out, but it's fine. It's going to be just fine. Everyone in the car was fine, Stanley. So I'm going to take my card base, and I have my stencil on there, and now I have fussy cut out silver circles from that same stencil. I have definitely got my money's worth from that stencil. Actually, they sent it to me, so I didn't pay for it, but if I were to pay for it, I would have got my money's worth out of it, which is my favorite way to use craft supplies, is to use them a million different ways and try to get creative and make those supplies stretch. Got to make them work. Now, this friend die, isn't it so cute? That is from the Timeless Sentiment die. I'm going to use that one more time in this video. So you might have noticed I took circles and put them on the other card, and you might be wondering, maybe you weren't wondering, but maybe you were wondering, what did you do with the rest of that stencil? Well, I grabbed my scissors and I fussy cut out again. I know. Some people hate fussy cutting. I don't know. To me, fussy cutting is not that big of a deal, but you know, just my opinion. We're just going to leave it at that. Anyway, I have fussy cut out this panel, and you could either position it to the top, to the bottom, wherever you want. And this provides a lovely spot for my sentiment to land on. If you have enjoyed this video, please go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe to this channel for more videos. This was a bit of a kooky video, so if you have stuck around all the way to the end, kudos to you, sparkles to you, and be sure to check out more Altenew videos that are going to be popping up on my channel, as well as items from Pajama Crafters Stamps, Spellbinders, Hero Arts, and more. Thank you again for watching. Goodbye, crafty friend.